Good morning and welcome to East Life. I started yoga about 5:30 this morning. I had to update my computer, which is why I've been a few minutes off the air. Now we're going to come on. I think I know what's coming on now. It's quite an amusing little bit of entertainment. It's I think it's something I done with the Tamil Tiger. I think this is me and the Tamil Tiger. It is great to get on a yoga mat. It feels amazing. So glad my uncle bought me it. I did used to do yoga classes, Kundalini yoga. If you do genuine Kundalini yoga, it'll be alright. But anything you do with mind in Harrow or anything you do with the government, it's just a lot of bollocks. That Kundalini yoga she was teaching was not real Kundalini yoga. That's why I left. She said the reason why I done it because it was a meditation of awareness. But when she said that, don't block your thoughts and all this stuff, I thought, fuck off, I'm not coming here. What a waste of fucking money that is. How are you supposed to be aware if you're allowed a thought? That's what all Babylon teachings do, you see. All Babylon's teachings, they try and do mindfulness and all this positive thinking they try and do. There's no such thing as positive thinking. You cannot leave the mind to be thinking, and that's why I left her, because she was a hypocritical teacher. She was fucking stupid. I didn't like her attitude anyway. I don't think she was that great. That's why I do my own yoga now. Fuck it. I'll get in now. If I just keep doing this every morning, eventually I'll get there, you know? You just got to make effort in life. You just got to try. You got to force. No, yeah, you just force yourself. I mean, when I wake up first thing in the morning, I don't really want to sit down cross-legged on the floor, but I know that if I do that, I'll wake up. I'll feel better. You know what I mean? Set on medication, really.
How are you? We came from Einstein Science Club. What do you think about the real, the real student or real studies?
Real student, real studies?
Yeah. What about your opinion of this country or any country education? What's the meaning of education?
What's the meaning of education?
Education.
Well, I would have to look in my dictionary.
I actually sent a copy of this to Gareth Thomas's MP, Matthew. I think he's called Matthew at the time. Can't remember his name, but I actually sent a copy to him because I thought he's so unhappy, so miserable. I thought I'd cheer him up a bit with a bit of music. And he was never happy when I rang him up. He was always unhappy. Always unhappy. He wasn't conscious.
You want dictionary? What dictionary? Are you? It's alright. No, don't worry. I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll do it on my desk. Don't worry. I'll do it now. I'll bring it over here actually. Okay. Education. What was the question again?
What's your opinion of real education?
I've got a long answer, a long flow. Yeah, I've got a good feeling about this, but I just want to understand what educate and
When you meet the police in Parliament, they're completely different to when you meet the police in South Harrow. In Parliament, they're not really out to try and nick you. They're just walking around. They're not really trying to nick anyone. That's different. They're just patrolling, and they're just happy just patrolling, and that's it, really.
Bring up, re-educate, to train, foster, educe, to lead out, to bring out, to summon, to export, to bring up a child, to raise, build up, see, eat, to train, develop, cultivate, instruct the mind, form the moral character of oneself. Another apply both to the person and his mind. To educate a child, to educate the mind.
We're going to miss the sunrise this morning. The sun's already coming up.
Develop some particular faculty. To educate a person's taste in literature. To educate the ear. So basically, the way I see it now is that the education is because educate is the root word. And it says to train, develop, cultivate, instruct the mind of, to form the moral character of. It's also to form the moral character of. So really, educate and education should be the answer to all the problems that we have today. Education.
Okay.
Education should be the answer to all the problems that we have today, because it is really education alone, according to this dictionary. Right. Now, when we see whether, I can never see that it's the school's responsibility, and in some ways.
What do you think about science education?
Science education?
Science education.
I think all education, the best education is done at home.
Really?
Yeah.
How can this possible?
Because I never learned anything much at school, really.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So
all we learned at school was how to provide an answer.
You save the money and you save the time, innit?
Hmm?
You save the time. You save the money.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the school does not do this. But I do not think, I cannot understand how a school ever could do this.
You know that. Nowadays, the scientists, all the scientists and science education, I think, this is my opinion, scientists and science education is a number one problem creators. I believe. Because, you know, the genetically modified food, you know, God already created everything's perfect. The scientists, they want to develop this, develop that. They change every genetically modified food. Then, after 10 years or 5 years, this genetically modified food, it will create the new disease or new problem.
Yeah.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
You know, already created so perfectly.
Yeah.
But scientists every time interfere this creation.
I don't think that is the scientists though.
Most of the scientists and politicians.
Well, I mean, it depends what type of scientist it is. I wouldn't put the umbrella of all scientists in that bracket, because there are some great scientists that just observe, and they're just observers. And all human beings should be scientists, really.
Really?
Well, we should all be, because that's how we should live our life, through method and through experimentation.
Yeah, I agree with you, because you know the bee, the honey makers. They never go to the school. They construct good nest in it. goodness. They don't know cos theta, sin theta, or anything.
But you can be a great scientist who can study and observe gravity, and you don't have to be doing genetically modified stuff. You know what I mean? You can still be a great scientist just living your life, experimenting with growing plants or whatever. You know, like science doesn't have to be about studying atoms and stuff like that.
Most of the scientists develop gun. Scientists develop atomic bomb.
Scientists didn't develop guns at all.
Who developed?
Nah, you misunderstand how history works, my friend. The Chinese always had gunpowder because the Chinese had the emperor.
Really?
Yeah. Chinese, and you've got to understand the tribes, right? There's about 4 kings, or 3 or 4 kings that exist. There's Seth. There's Abel died, but then there's Cain. Seth, Cain. Then there's there's another one as well, but don't worry about the other one too much.
It's so why you're sad? You said X.
But there is another one as well who's higher than them. Higher than Cain and higher than Seth. There's one man who's higher, the most high. He's the most high Lord God.
You know the worldwide, every part of the world, the problem is going on. What are the reasons?
What problem? What do you mean?
War.
Oh, the problems.
War.
Well, the problems all come from an insanity. They all come from an insanity because, you see, people feel that they have to defend themselves against things which don't really exist. So people create force where it's not needed.
But you know, in England, every yearly, the heart diseases and cancer causes increase. Why?
Okay, because the body, the human body, is your mobile phone on, by the way?
Sorry?
Is your mobile phone on?
Yeah.
You better switch that off, I reckon, if you're doing a recording. What was your question again?
This was the boss of the Tamil Tigers from Sri Lanka. I'm not joking. This was the boss of the Tamil Tigers. He came to meet me for advice. I gave him advice. I'll tell you what happens after this finishes, but he did come to me for advice on how to. Well, the Tamil Tigers were under threat at the time, and he did come to me. We'll just talk about it.
The human body is either living or it's dying. Now, you cannot be immortal if your body is dying. And if you're uneducated, your body will die too. So, the way to keep the body living is to educate yourself. That's true. You have to educate yourself. But education comes from all a broad spectrum of knowledge. But there's a root book, but you have to get the root. Because the tree. See, the tree has got roots and it's got the trunk. Now, language is the trunk. Language is the trunk. Then the root is the teaching of the patriarch, or the teaching of Lord God, or the teaching of prophets, or whatever. Well, no, the prophets just carry the word of the Lord God anyway. That's what the prophets do. See, Jesus was a prophet, but so what? Who was really the one that was telling him? I think it was probably John the Baptist that was actually Lord God. Lord God was probably John the Baptist. If you were to understand, Jesus was only the prophet. Like, anyone can tell a prophet. Like, say, let's just say, if I was the Lord God, right, and I had told you a load of teachings from the Bible, then that would mean that you would become a prophet.
This is just me having an interview with the leader of the Tamil Tiger army years ago when the Tamil Tigers were under threat. They all got killed off after this, but after the advice I gave him, but this has got nothing to do with the advice that I gave him. We did that in secret, but
the causing by fast food.
No, well, that is partly responsible, but it's not just that. It's because if the mind is not in an I and I mind state, if the mind is covered with delusion, the mind is in an imbalance. If the mind is in imbalance, and if you are a slave to your mind, your body is in an imbalance. When your mind is in imbalance, your frequency around your whole body is in a bad state. When your internal feeling is
Tamil
unbalanced,
Tigers are all right,
you
really.
are unbalanced.
They were under threat at the time, and
Because you are
they came and asked me what to do, and I can't really tell you what I told them, but I mean, all that I know is that after I gave them the advice, about a week or two later, I read in the paper that all the Tamil Tigers have been wiped out. So I don't know if my advice worked or if it didn't. If my advice worked, then it might have worked anyway, because if they couldn't find them in the jungle, let's just say that the soldiers walked through the jungle and they couldn't find the Tamil Tigers, and then they say they're all wiped out, then my advice worked anyway. I don't know whether it was propaganda or what. I don't know what happened, but all I know is that shortly after that, the war ended anyway. And this has got nothing to do with that anyway. This is to do with education. It's just a little bit of fun that we had. Tamil Tigers are great guys. I mean, I'll get on with any army or anyone. I mean, I'd help anyone. I mean, Tamil Tigers. I've got a lot of time for Tamils because I live in a Tamil neighbourhood. I mean, 9 out of 10 people that I meet here are Tamil Tigers. I mean, this is Tamil Alley that I live in. It's called Tamil Alley. So I can't avoid the Tamil Tigers, really. I mean, the guys that live in South Harrow will not call themselves Tamil Tigers. They call themselves Tamils. But this guy was a Tamil Tiger. He was actually, at the time, he told me he's only got 100 soldiers left. He had 100 soldiers left, and that was all that he had at the time, 100 soldiers, and that they were at war. That they were being, it was genocide. It was genocide on the Tamil Tigers, and I mean, I had to protect them. I had to try and help them. I did. I did try and help them. I mean, I can't really tell you what the advice was because they might still be doing it. One thing I will tell you what I did. The opposition to the Tamil Tigers destroyed their library. So I told them to build a new library, and I told them where to do it because they showed me a map of their land. I showed them where to build it, and I told them what books to put in there, and I told them that each Tamil Tiger has to visit there once an hour. Hello? I'm alright, how are you? You up? Yeah, I'm up. Come over if you want.
Every part of the world now, war is going on. Why? What's the reason?
Why is there war going on all around the world?
Yeah.
Well, it's all an inherited insanity. We inherit. It's all to do with what we inherit.
Well, all they did was just draw me out a map and show me their land and what was going on. And I could even tell you what I said. I'll tell you now. All I did was said just hide from the enemy and watch them, observe them. That's what I said. And I don't know if they hid from the enemy so much that when the enemy came back, they couldn't find them. And then they said that they'd killed them all off because if they couldn't find, that's what I said to Tamil Tigers. I said, just hide and observe. Just hide and observe. And that's what I would do. I would hide and observe. I mean, and then the war ended after that. And they said that a load of Tamil Tigers got killed off. I don't know if they did or not. I don't know if my advice did kill them off or not. But I don't know why the Tamils are asking me for advice anyway. I mean, I find that quite strange.
A lot of their reactions are based on fear. Like Tony Blair probably took us to war based on fear.
It's a lovely area they live in. They got a lovely jungle. They actually live in the jungle with Tamil Tigers. They actually live in the jungle. It's very nice.
I think every single decision.
The head of the Tamil Tigers has 2 pet tigers. 2 pet tigers. He's dead now anyway. But he used to have 2 pet tigers. I think that guy died. That was the real head of the Tamil Tigers. This guy was just the head of the soldiers. He just had 100 soldiers. That was it, really.
I don't enjoy it anymore. And that's the problem with fear. Fear never gets you to act in the right way. But that's what we're put up against our whole lives. That's what we have to learn to deal with. And this is
Well, living in South Harrow, where I live,
native.
I live in Tamil Alley, what's called Tamil Alley. I mean, South Harrow is full of Tamil tigers. It's a Tamil area. There are other people. There's Jamaicans. It's multicultural, but Tamils do gather here and they do move to South Harrow. I think there's another area in London. They do it in East London somewhere as well. But there's two places in London that Tamil tigers congregate around, and that's how I met them. And this guy that I met, he was working in the shop next door, and I just got to know him, and he was so friendly, so nice. And then he just asked me, "Will you teach me how to speak English?" I said, "Yeah, all right." And so I gave him one English lesson, and he gave me a tenner after. I said, "You don't give me 10 quid. I'll teach you how to speak English for free." I mean, he gave me a tenner, and I thought that's pretty decent. All I did was just show him some stuff in the dictionary, and he gave me a tenner, and that's how it started. And then we became friends. And he was a sort of jungle man that would just come into my house, go into the kitchen, just help himself to any food he wanted. If there was nuts or almonds or whatever it was in the cupboard, he would just help himself. And that's because he was a jungle boy. Jungle boys don't really understand that you're not allowed to, you should ask and stuff. They don't understand because where they live, food is so abundant that if you're at someone's house or something, you just help yourself because there's so much food available. I mean, in the jungle, you never run out of food. And that's just the way it is. Like, he had a different mentality. I took him to Rastafari's once. And Rastafari didn't mind him going in the kitchen and helping himself to food neither. That's just what he was, a jungle boy, you know. I mean, that was how I met him, really, just in that shop. And then he started coming around my house nearly every day, and we were just learning English, and it just developed from there. And then he told me about his 100 soldiers and stuff. And I don't know. I never saw him again after a while, and I guess he went back to Sri Lanka. He might even be dead himself. I mean, how would I know? Did you tell him to get off your food? No, I didn't, because it was only a few. I didn't have much in the kitchen anyway. And I understand that some jungle people are just different. You have to accept that jungle people are slightly different. I could have told him. I could have said you shouldn't really do that. But why should I do that? I mean, if he's hungry and he wants to eat something, then that's fair enough. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Me and Rastafari didn't mind because we knew that he was a jungle boy. So we didn't mind him going to the kitchen. He would just wander off. And that's what they do in the jungle. In the jungle, if you want food, you just go and get it. I mean, it's a different lifestyle. I mean, and there was only a few nuts out there or something. Anyway, there was no real food out there. And if there was, I wouldn't have minded anyway. I don't really mind if my friends go and get food out the kitchen, really. If you're hungry, aren't you? I mean, you got to eat if you're hungry. Yeah. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I've got no problem with that. When you're dealing with different types of people, that's what you have to do. You have to accept different cultures. That's what it is. It's just a different culture. I knew that he wasn't being rude, and he's not really a thief or anything. He was just hungry. That's just the way he was. I don't know anyone else that's ever done that before. English people, British people don't do that. English and British people will say, "Oh, please, man, have a cup of tea." And English and British people don't even do that. They wait until they're offered. So I mean, there are some people that would ask, and there's some people that would wait, and then there's jungle people who will just go and help themselves. I mean, it's a different culture. That's all it is.
They get all the money, so the answer was I think.
And then while I knew him, I actually ran out of every single penny. While I knew him, I ran out of every penny that I had. And this is why it wasn't so bad letting him eat my food in the kitchen, because when I ran out of my money, guess who was there for me? He was. He bought me a bag of potatoes, bag of Weetabix. I can't remember what else he bought me, but he bought me some food. And he bought me some tobacco. And, well, it got me past. I mean, so it doesn't mind. I mean, you let someone eat your food, then when you run out of money, they'll buy you food. I mean, he loved me, and he didn't have much money himself, and
Good question and good answer.
he bought me, he bought me enough food, and that lasted, and I got through it. I got through the fact that I had no money, and it was because of him. I don't know what I would do now. He was bringing me homemade food sometimes. I don't know how he managed to do that, but I was actually eating better quality food when he was bringing me homemade food than if I'd had money. It was just bizarre. And that's why I don't mind running out of money. That's why last year when I was investing in all this equipment, I knew I had my heating bill, but because I was turning into a crackhead, I didn't turn into a crackhead, but on musical equipment, I turned into a crackhead. So I started buying all this equipment like a crackhead. And I knew that if I ran out of money, I knew that it wouldn't be a problem, because I knew that if I run out of money, I'll get by, and I will, because the community will do something about it. How much money do you earn from YouTube at the moment, Johnny? Absolutely zilch. Absolutely zilch, Josh Pascal. Absolutely nothing. I actually pay £21 a week for an advert. So I'm actually spending money on YouTube. I'm not really earning anything yet.
I think music and plants can change the world. Otherwise, Obama can't change the world.
No, well, Obama can't do it. No, but no one. The thing is, though, you have to be very careful, because with
See, this is how long ago it was. This is when Obama first got elected. This is when Obama first got elected. This is how long ago it was.
Then we're going to end up creating. See, Obama is only as powerful as what people say about him. No, seriously, if we all start saying Obama's a big prick, then he's never going to have a chance. He is only what we make him out to be. The only way Obama can be the man that he could be is if everyone got behind him. If people get behind him, that he can be the man that he could be. Because he's only as powerful as public opinion. Like, if everyone thinks he's an arsehole, then he can't change anyone. So I would just be very careful about what we say about certain people.
I just remember Josh Pascal was on it yesterday, that picture. Very nice picture, yeah, I remember that.
I don't know much about him.
Yeah, Josh Pascal is one of the guys, man. He's one of the community.
I just think that
anyone who comes on here regularly, you're part of the community. I remember your sign more than your name, so.
Very careful, unless he does do something seriously wrong. We should be very careful about the way.
It is actually good to have a little icon, because the icon can be more memorable than the name. And
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Music and plants.
There's so many names come up here. I mean,
music and plants. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you fully on that. Plants have got all the power anyway.
Yeah.
Plants have got
because
more power.
All the food chain, the initiators or the starting point in plants.
The plants actually.
I'm just doing a bit of yoga this morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell I'm on the yoga mat. I try and do. I've done 40 minutes of yoga already. You should go speaker's corner.
You already said.
Nah, I'm not up for that. I ain't got time for that. I'd rather just do a YouTube channel. Speaker's corner. I'm not one for coming out with a speech. I'm not really right for speaker's corner. On speaker's corner, you got to have a speech and a real agenda. I'm more of a man. If I went speaker's corner, I'd just keep quiet and hold a flower up or something like Buddha. You know what I mean? There's no point. There's no point in me going up there. I've got nothing to say up there, really.
What's the difference between developed and undeveloped?
I've got my own platform. I don't really need speaker's corner. I mean, speaker's corner is probably a bit out of date now. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. I've never been there, but now you can go on YouTube and do what you want, can't you? I mean,
can I see more?
my MP's coming anyway. You seem to have conviction when you talk about different topics. Yeah, I mean, I don't talk about something unless I really do know about it, if you know what I mean. I mean, if something's subjective or if I don't know about it, I won't talk about it. So, I mean, that's why I'm not very good for Speaker's Corner, because on Speaker's Corner, you have to come out with a speech, and I'm no good at coming out with it, you know. Someone has to ask me a question first, and I don't know if Speaker's Corner works like that, but I don't know. I mean, someone might just shout me down, or I might. I don't know. I mean, I'm not into arguments anyway, and I think on Speaker's Corner, you can challenge people, or maybe I could challenge someone, but maybe I'd be challenged and no one would see my viewpoint, and I'd look small. And
Vigorously.
I don't know. I mean,
To cause to grow, unfold, expand, work more vigorously. Develop.
there are some things that I know about. All right, let me see who this is.
Sources, a mind. To develop the mind, memory, character of material
Hello?
processes. To cause to
You
appear,
outside?
to cause to become more
calm
clearly
down.
defined. Specific. To make picture appear on photographic negative by treating chemically. To enlarge upon, treat more fully, bring out and explain meaning more clearly. To develop an argument, a case, line of thought. Of material things.
Sorry, what do you say?
Well, basically, the first part of the meaning is to cause to grow, unfold, expand, work more vigorously. That's the first definition. That was the first definition ever. So develop really was for gardening to begin with.
Develop.
The first definition ever in the entire world, the word meaning develop, was this: to cause to grow, unfold, expand, work more vigorously. That's the first definition.
Develop.
Of develop. I haven't got develop because it's develop. Right?
Sorry, say again, please.
The word is develop,
Yeah.
and the first definition ever to come out, the first definition ever in English of the meaning of the word develop was to cause to grow, unfold, expand, work more vigorously. Develop was never to be used with externals. It was always character or farming. First word meaning of develop was you would develop a plant or develop a child. It was develop of character. It was the roots.
Plantation.
Dealing with the roots, cultivation.
Cultivation and plant.
Yeah.
Plantation.
Yeah, plantation.
Paddy field.
Yeah. But if you develop your land, or you develop your building, or develop your home, develop your business, you can develop things. Yeah, just to advance. But development, you might need to develop something if you've got insufficient funds. If you've got insufficient something, you would need to develop what you're doing. Sometimes we need to develop. Yeah, but then I would come back out and touch the floor again. See what I mean? I wash my hands and come back and touch the floor again.
You'll be alright. Wash your hands.
But if I wash my hands, come back, touch the floor again.
If you wash, you won't do it for 15 minutes.
Develop. What is the meaning undeveloped?
Undeveloped. Okay, well I've looked up developed. So undeveloped. If I could say a definition now, but we should probably look at the dictionary one first. But to me, let's have a look at this one. Undeveloped in here.
I did speak on Saturday. Yeah, you told me. Can you get it? Can I get it? Yeah. Not now.
No, not now. But
Yeah.
can you get it?
Some Polish fellas got some.
Yeah, I saw I get it.
Yeah, they take to, but they like it. Don't
Yeah.
they? You got this stuff.
Yeah, I've got it, sir. Undeveloped. Not developed. Not fully grown. Not grown to normal size for its age. An undeveloped child, muscle, body. An undeveloped mind, character, and land. Not put to its fullest use, whether for cultivation or building. So it's like undeveloped is basically like what I said to you a minute ago. That's what I was describing to you, that you might need to develop if you are undeveloped. If you're undeveloped, then you're not sustainable. You're not sustainable. So you're not surviving in a sustainable manner. You're not surviving in a sustainable manner. You could say almost that there's many people in England that aren't surviving in a sustainable manner. So you could say that really we're an undeveloped country. We are an undeveloped country. Now I see that. We are. We are undeveloped. We're not surviving in a sustainable manner. We rely on the rest of the world for our lifestyle. It's not sustainable. Too many people don't want to get down and do the real work. They all want to be part of the Renaissance. They all want to be part of the way that they see it is just to run a business, corporate. Sit on their backside all day. Not do their own work. The key to life is to localise everything. Back to localisation, now it's time for localisation. Localisation.